Yeah, this baby in all its garb, big frilly hat and all the rest of it. Anyway, the baby's face had a downturned smile, literally upside down smile, right? The most miserable little baby, and I know personally that, you know, the royal family, they rape their own children, and not the royal family, the Bean and her Win Nun family, right? Fucking what a name. Anyway, they rape their own children. They obviously make them eat babies and all the rest of it. You know, there's been so many testimonies of this, and I can see it in their faces. They're pure monsters. But at the same time, the baby, the white baby who was in the pram, was miserable as fuck, right? And that, I think that's what made me think, what's the point? Who's happy here? The babies growing up aren't happy. The white babies, they're being raped and murdered, and they're turned into complete robots. If you traumatise a child so young, you have that child as a remote control. You can do anything you want to it. Anybody switches me off now, you're going to hell, I'm telling you. And so I went up to the balcony and I said to my sister, I was crying all the way up the stairs after seeing this white baby miserable in its beautiful pram. And obviously the refugees looking at that situation would think, oh, they're so lucky. But I was looking into the pram and saying, no, they're not fucking lucky. Nobody's lucky in this situation, you know. And even the mothers who were there with their hats on and stuff, they weren't in the real world. They were in a traumatised world of, if you don't do what we say, we'll make you a refugee as well. So it's like nobody's happy. So I went up the stairs and I was so upset, and I said to my sister, I don't want these white people. I don't want them. I want these refugees, because they have heart. They're people. They're actually still people. I'm not saying the white people that are traumatised can't be fixed, but it's going to take a long fucking time. A long, long time before they can be normal people again. And I'm talking about some of the Londoners who just go down in the tube station and see 300 adverts, and then sit on the tube station, see another 300 adverts play on their phone, 300 adverts on their way out. They are completely brainwashed. And, you know, and then they'll see an advert that says, are you wearing dirty shoes to work? Try these shoes. I have to change my shoes. It's a Jehovah's Witness setup. It's exactly the same as what I went through when I was in the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was more thinking about, like I said, instead of the abuse that was on me and my children, I was more thinking, if I wear that blue fake denim skirt to the meeting, they're going to say something to me, because you're not allowed to wear denim. But it was fake denim, and I got pulled into a meeting for it, you know, and it was this big serious scriptures going on and all that, because I wore a fake denim fucking skirt that was down to my feet. But looking back now, it wasn't the fake denim skirt they were bothered about. It was because I was wearing it all the time, and they couldn't see my fucking legs, right? Because there's not much else you can fucking do in a Jehovah's Witness meeting other than look at people's tits and legs. I'll tell you that right now, right? So if it was a short fake denim skirt, I would not have been pulled in the meeting. I know that now, right? So it's things like this, and it's the terror of, we'll take your children, you'll be disfellowshipped and all the rest of it. And it's exactly the same as the London situation. When I went down to London after all these years, as an adult, as my own eyes, because I've been to London before, but I wasn't using my eyes, I was in someone else's eyes. So when I went to London for myself, when I was going to court for my kids, I mean, I stood and I cried on the tube station, because I thought, these aren't people, they're not people, I'm scared. Who the fuck are these people? What is this? It's not real, it's not normal. What the fuck? It's like that movie, The Stepford Wives, except it felt worse, because the Stepford Wives at least had a job. These people were just looking at phones, back, forward, back, forward. There was no communicating with them whatsoever. That is not fucking human, right? If you want to be a lamppost, be a fucking lamppost. Do you know what I'm saying? But get off the fucking tube and stand somewhere. Anyway, so this baby's face just sent me on one, because I thought, nobody's fucking happy. And what an ugly baby it was. And the reason I'm saying it was ugly is because when children are depressed, they don't look pretty. Do you know what I'm saying? So many children I see nowadays are so depressed, they're so ugly looking. You know, a child is beautiful when they're free. That's when they're human. Anyway, so I said to my sister, I can't deal with it. I don't want these white people anymore. I want these people. And then when I woke up and the Lord said, put this down on video, I thought, it's just the royal family. That group of white people, not the royal family, pardon, the disloyal family, right? It's them. The closer you are to London, the more insane you seem to fucking be, more robotic, because all these, it's an atmospheric thing, isn't it? It's in the atmosphere. Even refugees know to stand and give a salute when a supposed noble walks past. You can bully these people like anything. And I'll tell you, right, when I went to get compensation money for the situation we've been with in that skinhead's house, when I went to get compensation money, I wasn't bothered about it, but I thought if I can at least get a few grand for my kids, right? So I went in, and there was a lovely lady with me, right, from rape support or something like that. And this big 6-foot, monster-looking guy could see I was nerved to fuck, right? I was nervous as fuck. Anyway, not just because I was there, I was always nervous as fuck. So I was playing my tissue in my hand or something, and the woman's rubbing my back saying, it's okay, it's going to be over any minute. And he comes over, and this is what he said, right? This is what he said. Now, he knows what situation I'm in. And he came over and he said, right, you'll be called in 15 minutes, blah, 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 Miss Khan. And the woman said, rubbing my back, she's a bit nervous, that's good, it'll be over soon. And do you know what he said? He said, don't worry, we're not going to tie you down and chain you to the chair and take you in a dark room, and walked away. Right? Do you hear what I'm saying? Now, this was a white man, and the person who was with me looked just as fucking shocked as I was. But I laughed inside because I thought, I'm not fucking scared of you, you big fucking bastard. I'm afraid of the fear of God. I have tasted the fear of God. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm sitting shivering because some people think I'm afraid. It's not fear of yous, it's fear of God. And it's not a fear of God, it's an honour of God. An honour of how fearsome he can be and has been and what he's shown me. He doesn't take nothing from no one. No one. Jesus said the Father is greater than I. Nobody messes with the Most High. Not Mary, not Jesus, no one. No one. So anyway, when I woke up, I realised it's that family, you know, in that I was talking about, you know, William, and then I had another dream of William, right, was in a woman's suit, and Harry was in a man's suit, and they were a couple, and they were walking towards me, right? They're fucked up the whole of the nation. Now, I'm not saying I believe they've been raped as well as children. I believe there is so much detail in the projects, what they're doing. They're raping some children when they're babies and stopping raping them so they've no memory of it, and then letting them grow up and then raping them again once or twice. It's very calculated, and it's a proper programme because they want to see what happens if they rape you when you're young, when you're middle in it, and they want to put you in certain circumstances. It is so detailed, it's unbelievable. And they are to the second on it, right? So you'll think it was a coincidence, but it's not a fucking coincidence. To the second they're on it. I'm telling you right now, if you cut me off, you're going to hell. Anyway, I said to my sister, I want these people because they have heart. You know, the other people can go into fucking hospital if they want. That's what I was feeling, because they're not there. They're not there. They're just so not there. I know myself. You can be in trauma and you can look beautiful at a party. I have done it for 32 years. Stood there and everyone I could hear them. And my mum would say, oh, everyone's just jealous of you. They're just jealous of you because you're so beautiful, right? And if I didn't wear the right clothes, my mum would give me a look. And with the look came a number. You're wearing 4 out of 10. And if it was any less than 5 out of 10, she wouldn't sit next to me. In other words, if I wasn't perfecting my hair, my face, my makeup, my body, my clothes, and if it was the clothes, if everything was perfect but she didn't like the clothes, it would be a less than a 5, so she wouldn't sit next to me. So I had to, when I was getting dressed up, I was getting fucking dressed up. That's why I'm so happy to walk about like a ragamuffin, because I don't have to do that anymore. I went the opposite. I don't, why, and I realise now all that perfect looking was for to attract other people into the congregation. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and the elders would say, oh, bring her to this person's house to meet them, and they'll fancy her and bring her in, and then we'll take it from there, right? And so it goes on. So they're just using their own kids. So I'm saying, I mean, it's not about a race thing, right? But how many fucking babies have to fucking be in the sea, right? To feed that fucking fat bastard family down in England? Tell me that right now. Do you think for one fucking minute that God hasn't watched every single fucking baby that you've killed for years to get a fucking hat and go to the fucking races? Do you think? Well, your judgment has been written, Isaiah 13. There is no way in hell's earth you're going to get away with anything. What you'd be best doing is giving the public everything you have. Giving them everything you have. All your foreign ties are going to be broken. Nobody is going to support you. Can I tell you how I know? Because I go outside my house and I lie in the garden in the sun. I go shopping, right? Right up until 2 days ago. And nobody fucking shoots me in the head. Why is that? Why is that? When everybody else is getting fucking shot in the head. Why is that? Because you know it is the living God that is speaking to you and that he rules.